Have you ever felt that paralyzing fear of being left behind? You know, that panic that sets in when someone doesn't respond to your messages right away? It's like a dark cloud forming over you, making you believe that at any moment you'll be alone and forgotten. Today, we're going to dive deep into this fear of abandonment and explore how emotional permanence can be the key to overcoming this anxiety. Get ready for a major discovery that could transform the way you see the emotional world. In this video, we'll explore profound and often little-known concepts from Stoic philosophy, with valuable insights from ancient sages like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus. These masters of wisdom had an incredible understanding of human nature and our emotions. We'll also talk about the impact of automatic thoughts and how our beliefs can shape our experiences. You'll discover how these beliefs can intensify your fear of abandonment or, on the contrary, help you overcome it, cultivating resilience and self-confidence. These principles, although often overlooked, are powerful keys to an emotionally balanced and satisfying life. Get ready to learn well-kept secrets that will help you understand and manage your emotions in a new and powerful way. If you are tired of living in the cycle of fear and want to build healthier and stronger relationships, this video is for you. First, let's understand emotional permanence. But first, just make sure you are already subscribed to the channel, because the next videos will be a series of Stoic content that will help you find balance, wisdom, and serenity in a world full of challenges. Let's begin with a journey toward freedom from the fear of abandonment. Have you ever experienced the terror of feeling abandoned, that overwhelming feeling when the affection or attention of others seems to disappear? Welcome to the concept of emotional permanence, a life-changing idea that can ease that constant anxiety. Inspired by the Stoic teachings of Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, emotional permanence is the idea that even in the absence of tangible signs, the emotions of others remain with us. It's an often overlooked but incredibly powerful foundation of inner stability. To better understand, imagine a child playing hide and seek. Before they understand that objects exist even when they're not in sight, their temporary disappearance can be confusing. Likewise, without emotional permanence, adults can get lost in a cycle of doubt and anxiety, desperately seeking proof of affection to feel secure. This lack of emotional permanence often has its roots in a childhood marked by emotionally inconsistent parenting. As the Stoics explain, our minds are shaped by repeated impressions. If you were taught as a child that love and attention were uncertain, this can shape your expectations and emotions as an adult. Have you ever found yourself overreacting to any small sign of instability in your relationships? It's as if the slightest fluctuation is an emotional tsunami, shaking your entire security. What if I told you that the key to a healthy emotional response is finding this inner stability, the certainty that the affection of others does not disappear with every small argument or lack of communication? Symptoms of low emotional permanence are clear: the incessant search for reassuring confirmations and even hasty breakups to avoid abandonment that has not yet happened. These behaviors are like cries of fear, revealing a difficulty in believing in the constancy of other people's feelings. For the Stoics, emotional autonomy is fundamental. Remember, our worth should not depend on the fickle opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius was right on the mark when he said that inner peace begins when we stop worrying about what others think of us. To overcome this fear, it is crucial to cultivate a healthy relationship with yourself, based on resilience and confidence in your ability to face challenges. It is as if you are always with yourself, even in moments of abandonment. As long as we maintain confidence in our own worth and our ability to overcome difficulties, we are never truly alone. Of course, this practice is not easy and takes time, especially if you grew up with emotionally inconsistent parents. But by integrating emotional abundance, you learn to calm your nervous system, face your fears, and engage in relationships in a healthier and more fulfilling way. For those who struggle with the fear of abandonment, it is essential to recognize that this worry is often fueled by self-fulfilling thoughts. By constantly anticipating rejection or abandonment, we run the risk of creating situations that confirm these fears. The Stoics teach us that our perception and interpretation of external events are crucial. By changing our perception and cultivating positive thoughts, we can break this vicious cycle. Remember, you have the power to control your response to circumstances and to choose thoughts that promote confidence and serenity. By adopting this approach, you can significantly transform your relationships and your life, moving from emotional dependence to true inner independence. Point number 2, this is self-fulfilling thoughts, a fascinating psychological phenomenon that can shape our reality in surprising ways. This concept, well established in cognitive psychology, suggests that our beliefs and expectations can unconsciously lead us to actions that make these beliefs real. For example, if you deeply believe that you will be abandoned, you may end up engaging in behaviors that inadvertently confirm this initial fear. Imagine someone who firmly believes that their loved ones will eventually leave. This thinking can influence their actions in such a way that they create situations that confirm this belief. And so the cycle of fear and rejection continues, perpetuated by the very actions of the person who fears abandonment. Imagine the following scenario. You have a deep-seated fear of being abandoned. This fear causes you to desperately seek constant displays of affection, or on the other hand, to shut down emotionally to protect yourself. It seems like a strategy to avoid pain, but ironically, it can end up damaging your relationships and pushing away the people you value most. It's a vicious cycle that never seems to end. This shows how our thoughts can actually shape our reality, often without us even realizing it. The Stoics, such as Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, deeply understood the impact of our perceptions and thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, for example, reminds us that the soul is colored by the thoughts that occupy it. In other words, our thoughts have the power to transform our experience of life. If we feed our minds with negative thoughts, our view of the world becomes dark. But by cultivating positive thoughts, we can brighten our reality. Epictetus teaches us a valuable lesson. What disturbs men is not things, but the judgments they make about things. This insight is an invitation to step back from our automatic thoughts and examine them with a critical mind. Contemporary studies support this view. Research from Stanford University found that people with positive expectations about their relationships tend to have more satisfying interactions. This confirms Stoic teachings. Our expectations not only shape our behaviors, but also affect how others respond to us. So take a moment to reflect on your own thoughts and beliefs. Do you have any preconceived ideas that may be negatively influencing your relationships or your life? Start observing and questioning these thoughts. What beliefs can you examine today to see if they are helping or limiting you? By identifying and understanding these mental patterns, you can begin to consciously and positively transform your reality. Becoming aware of these mechanisms not only allows us to break the cycle of negative thinking, but also gives us the power to use our thoughts to our advantage. By choosing to cultivate thoughts that promote our well-being and growth, we create an internal environment that fosters resilience and personal fulfillment. As Epictetus taught, we suffer more often in our imagination than in reality. By mastering our mind, we master our view of the world. The third point is the importance of emotional regulation, a crucial aspect of managing fears and negative thoughts, especially those related to abandonment. Emotional regulation is the ability to understand and manage your emotions in a healthy way, allowing you to respond to difficult situations without being overcome by impulsive or destructive reactions. Epictetus emphasized self-control and said that it is not events that disturb us, but the way we perceive them. This teaching is a powerful reminder that we have the power to choose our emotional response. In Stoicism, emotions should not be repressed, but rather observed and understood. This practice helps us maintain an inner calm even when faced with challenges. Modern research confirms the importance of this approach. By learning to regulate your emotions and adopt a more balanced perspective, you become better able to face difficulties without being consumed by fear or frustration. Have you ever noticed how some people can remain calm and clear even in the midst of emotional storms, while others seem consumed by chaos? The key to this difference often lies in emotional regulation. A fascinating study published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology revealed that those who master this skill are less likely to suffer from anxiety and depression. And best of all, these people are able to maintain healthy relationships because they deal with conflicts constructively, without being overcome by anger or sadness. Now let's talk about a concept that may be affecting you without you realizing it: emotional dependence. Imagine a situation in which you feel a constant need for affection, approval, or emotional support from others. It seems harmless, but this dependence can undermine your well-being and independence. This behavior often arises from past experiences, such as relationships with emotionally distant parents or authority figures. Research from the University of Illinois shows that individuals who grew up with cold or absent parents tend to develop anxious attachment styles. This makes them more likely to seek external validation in their adult relationships. And here's the kicker: this dependence can manifest itself in ways that seem like love or devotion, but actually hide a deep-seated fear of loneliness or rejection. This can create imbalanced relationships, where one partner carries the emotional burden of the other, making the dynamic exhausting and toxic. Studies from the University of Barcelona have shown that emotional dependence is strongly linked to lower life satisfaction. Individuals with high levels of this dependence often report a less satisfying life due to the constant fear of loss and emotional instability. The solution? Develop emotional autonomy. Emotional autonomy is the ability to find comfort and validation within yourself, without relying on the opinions or actions of others. This begins with emotional self-regulation and practicing regular introspection. Identifying and transforming the sources of your dependency is essential. Begin to reconnect with your own passions and talents. Cultivating hobbies and activities that nourish your mind and soul, without the need for external approval, strengthens your sense of autonomy. As Epictetus taught us, the mark of an educated mind is to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Overcoming emotional dependency requires recognizing and understanding your own needs and desires and finding ways to fulfill them on your own. Self-compassion and unconditional self-love are crucial in this process. A study from the University of California confirmed that individuals who practice these qualities have a greater sense of well-being and life satisfaction. Did you know that practicing self-compassion can be the key to improving your self-esteem and cultivating healthier relationships? When we treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, we not only strengthen our own resilience, but we also create stronger bonds with those around us. Let's learn how you can improve your emotional regulation and use it to your advantage. One of the most effective techniques for managing your emotions is mindfulness meditation. Imagine being able to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment, almost as if you were watching a movie about your own life. This allows you to distance yourself from intense emotions and choose more balanced and conscious responses. Additionally, Stoicism offers valuable practices such as meditatio malorum, a meditation focused on potential difficulties to prepare your mind to face challenges with calm and clarity. Another powerful technique is emotional journaling. By writing about your emotions and thoughts, you give shape and structure to what you feel. This helps you identify emotional patterns and find more rational solutions to recurring problems. Think about a time recently when you experienced an intense emotion. How did you react? Was it a constructive response or something you later regretted? Stoicism teaches us to be masters of our reactions, not slaves to our impulses. By improving your emotional regulation, you strengthen your resilience and improve your overall well-being. Remember the wise advice of a famous quote: "Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, but learning to dance in the rain." Emotional regulation equips us to face challenges with grace and determination, transforming adversity into opportunities for personal growth. For those struggling with emotional dependency, seeking professional support can be essential. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is an effective tool for identifying and modifying negative thought patterns and self-destructive behaviors. Additionally, support groups and online communities provide a safe space to share experiences and learn new coping strategies. Let's talk about a powerful technique for overcoming fear of abandonment and insecurity: positive visualization. Imagine yourself experiencing favorable scenarios and outcomes. This practice reinforces an optimistic mindset and helps combat negative thinking. Although the Stoics used a technique called negative vision to prepare for the worst and appreciate what they had, positive visualization is equally effective. Marcus Aurelius, in his Pensamentos, suggested starting the day with a mental preparation to face failures and adversities, allowing you to find peace and strength even in the face of challenges. Recent studies reinforce the effectiveness of positive visualization. They show that visualizing positive results can significantly improve our attitude and increase our ability to face the unknown. By combining emotional regulation techniques, professional support, and positive visualization, you can transform your life, developing robust resilience and deep well-being. Have you ever thought about how a simple mental trick can be the key to unlocking your potential and reducing anxiety? Positive psychology shows us that positive visualization is a powerful tool to increase motivation and transform our results. Imagine this. A study published in the Journal of Sports Sciences revealed that athletes who visualized their successful performances actually improved their results. Isn't it incredible? Now, close your eyes for a moment and imagine a future where you are at complete peace with yourself. See your relationships flourishing with harmony and feel the confidence when facing challenges. Detail what you see, hear, and feel in moments of success and serenity. Imagine yourself receiving praise for completing tasks with excellence or calmly navigating difficult situations. Positive visualization is not just a mental exercise. It is a way to train your mind to respond constructively, even when life presents challenges. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control external events, we can always shape our perception of them. Visualizing positive responses and virtuous behaviors is how you prepare your mind to face the world with a more balanced and stoic attitude. Think back to a recent situation in which you anticipated the worst, a crucial presentation at work or a delicate conversation with a loved one. Now imagine the opposite, a positive outcome and a productive interaction. How would that change your attitude and approach? Start integrating positive visualization into your daily routine. Take a few minutes each morning to visualize a successful day, where challenges are opportunities for growth and social interactions are opportunities for authentic connection. This practice will not only boost your confidence, but it will also prepare you to respond in a balanced way to life's ups and downs. To further illustrate the impact of positive visualization, let's look at Leah's story. She had always struggled with a fear of abandonment, inherited from emotionally distant parents as a child. This fear made her constantly expect rejection, preventing her from fully investing in her relationships. Following the advice of her therapist, Leah began practicing positive visualization. She would visualize herself as a confident and loved person, receiving compliments, spending happy moments with friends, and approaching conflicts wisely. At first, it felt strange, almost as if she were fooling herself. But over time, Leah noticed subtle but profound changes in her perception of reality. She began to approach social situations with more confidence and to focus on the positive aspects of her relationships. Positive visualization can be your ally in building a future where fears and insecurities do not dominate, but are replaced by a deep sense of self-confidence and serenity. Take this first step and observe how the magic of visualization can transform your life, shaping a reality where you are the protagonist of your own story of success and well-being. Have you ever found yourself trapped in fear of abandonment or insecurity, trying to control everything around you to feel more secure? If so, know that there is a powerful way to transform this feeling and find inner peace. Positive visualization can be the key to unlocking a new perspective on life. Imagine, for a moment, the practice of visualizing your ideal day before going to sleep. Think about facing challenges with ease, receiving genuine praise, and experiencing deep satisfaction. Focus on the sensory details, what you see, hear, and feel in these moments of success and serenity. This simple exercise, performed every night, not only lifts your mood, but also resets your mind to a more positive and resilient vision. This practice is similar to what the Stoics recommended, focusing on what we can control and improve, rather than dwelling on potential failures. It's about recognizing our skills and virtues, just as Epictetus encouraged in his interviews. He reminded us of the importance of focusing on what we can develop, not on what could go wrong. Now, for those of you who identify with these feelings of insecurity or fear of abandonment, here's an invitation: try positive visualization. Take a few minutes each night to imagine a future where you are more confident, where your relationships are harmonious, and where you face any challenge with serenity. Over time, you will begin to see these changes reflected in your real life. Furthermore, to overcome fear of abandonment and anxiety, it is crucial to learn to let go and accept uncertainty. In Stoic philosophy, the key is to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. Letting go is accepting that, despite our efforts, some things are beyond our control, such as the behavior of others. Let's consider the example of Thomas. He was a businessman who liked to have everything under control. While this attitude served him well in his career, it also took a toll on his personal relationships. Thomas lived with a constant fear of abandonment, which led him to become possessive and try to control every aspect of his relationships. It wasn't until he began studying Stoic philosophy and practicing meditation on impermanence and uncertainty that he began to change his perspective. Every morning, Thomas would take a few minutes to reflect on what was beyond his control and repeat to himself, "I cannot control the actions of others, only my response to them." This practice not only helped him reduce his anxiety, but also helped him accept life's uncertainty with greater equanimity. Modern science confirms what the Stoics already knew. A study published in the Journal of Anxiety Disorders found that accepting uncertainty can reduce anxiety and improve well-being. Epicure, one of the great Stoic thinkers, taught that inner peace comes from accepting things as they are. In his words, "It is not the things that bother us, but the judgments we make about them." So, I invite you to reflect: what area of your life is dominated by the need for control? What would happen if you allowed yourself to accept uncertainty? Try meditating on impermanence and see how it can change your perspective. Free yourself from the fear of abandonment and open yourself to a world of infinite possibilities. Have you ever found yourself trying to control every little detail of your life to avoid discomfort and insecurity? Stoic philosophy offers an insightful insight into how to deal with this need for control and find peace. The key is to focus on what you can truly influence and accept what is beyond your control. Imagine the relief that comes from accepting that we cannot control the delay in public transport or the reactions of others. From simple situations to the complex challenges of human relationships, recognizing that some aspects are beyond your control can ease the burden of anxiety and allow you to live with more serenity and balance. Adopting this attitude is not about giving up on action or making decisions, but rather about understanding and accepting the fluid nature of life. When we focus on what we can control, our thoughts and actions, and let go of what we cannot, we free ourselves from the burden of anxiety and find lasting peace. As Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Choose to focus on what is within your control, and you will find resilience in the face of life's inevitable uncertainties. Now let's explore a fascinating concept from Stoic philosophy: love of fate, or amor fati. This Stoic principle invites us to embrace everything that happens in our lives, even the most challenging aspects, with a spirit of acceptance and gratitude. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, is a notable example of someone who practiced amor fati. Despite the hardships and losses he faced, he embraced each situation as an opportunity for personal growth. In his writings, he encouraged us to embrace everything that happens to us, even if it is unpleasant, because each experience contributes to the smooth functioning of life. This perspective is a balm for those who struggle with the fear of abandonment. Rather than viewing rejection or loneliness as personal failures, amor fati helps us see these experiences as essential parts of our journey. This approach transforms adversity into an opportunity to flourish, even in the most difficult moments. Modern psychology confirms that this practice can have profound effects on our well-being. A study published in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people who practice radical acceptance of circumstances, including unpleasant ones, show greater emotional resilience and life satisfaction. Consider the story of Clara, who went through a painful breakup. Instead of wallowing in resentment, Clara decided to embrace amor fati. She saw the breakup as a chance to rediscover herself and reconnect with her passions, like painting and traveling. This new perspective not only helped her overcome the pain, but also found a renewed sense of purpose and joy in her life. Integrating amor fati into our daily lives means an active commitment to accepting and loving every facet of our existence, even those that seem negative. Learning to see each experience, good or bad, as part of the natural order of things can help us grow personally and live with more serenity. Have you ever noticed how life can surprise us with a roller coaster of emotions? But what if I told you that we can learn to see each event as an essential piece in our journey? This does not mean that we should worship pain or suffering, but rather that we can accept them and integrate them into our story with a combination of grace and resilience. It is this acceptance that frees us from the clutches of resistance and fear, allowing us to live fully and authentically. Let's look at another fundamental concept: self-reflection. Imagine that you are standing in front of a mirror not only to check your appearance, but to explore your inner self and open doors to new possibilities. In the quest to overcome the fear of abandonment, it is crucial to remember that there are always alternatives and new routes to be discovered. The Stoics teach us that mental flexibility and adaptability are essential qualities for navigating an ever-changing world. Consider the story of Thomas, a man who, after years in a relationship where he felt constantly rejected and feared loneliness, decided to take a bold step. After a particularly painful argument, he signed up for a pottery class, something he had always wanted to try but had never had the courage to do. What started as a distraction turned into a deep passion. Thomas found not only a new skill, but also a welcoming community with similar interests. Through this new activity, Thomas realized he was not as alone as he had imagined. He discovered a new group of friends and a source of joy that helped him gradually disengage from his destructive relationship. The experience showed him that life is full of opportunities for happiness and connection that he had never considered. The Stoics, like Seneca, remind us that the difficulty of life is not in choosing between good and evil, but in choosing between multiple goods. This is especially true when it comes to exploring new possibilities in our lives. Sometimes we get stuck on one thing, like a child who only wants to eat pasta with butter, ignoring the other wonders that life has to offer. Imagine that you are at a giant buffet. If you insist on eating only peas, even though they are delicious, you are missing out on the sushi, lasagna, and chocolate cake that are also available to you. Similarly, in life, we often focus on a single person or situation, forgetting that the world is full of rich and diverse experiences. Consider the areas in your life where you feel stuck or limited. Maybe now is the perfect time to try that salsa class you've always talked about or join that book club you saw in your neighborhood. The possibilities are endless. Exploring new paths can reveal hidden passions and unexpected talents. By staying open to new experiences and opportunities, we broaden our field of vision and allow our lives to expand beyond our fears and limitations. It's not about abandoning what we already know, but about making room for new possibilities and enriching our journey. So look into the mirror of your soul, discover new paths, and allow yourself to grow in ways you never imagined. Life is a vast buffet of experiences. It's time to savor each dish and explore all the delights it has to offer. Have you ever stopped to think about how life can be full of unexpected surprises? Epictetus had a fascinating insight into this. He didn't say that we should force things to happen the way we want them to, but rather to accept that they happen as they should. And that is exactly where true peace lies. By adopting this philosophy, we find satisfaction not in the struggle to control everything, but in exploring the unknown and embracing the opportunities it presents us. Stepping out of our comfort zone and opening ourselves up to new possibilities is like discovering new facets of ourselves. Every change and every new experience are invitations to enrich our existence and overcome the fear of abandonment. It's as if life challenges us to dance with uncertainty and find beauty in the unexpected twists and turns of the road. Now let's talk about a crucial concept of Stoicism, the balance between attachment and independence. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that excessive attachment to people or things can be a source of suffering, especially when they leave or change. But be careful, this does not mean that we should close ourselves off to love or commitment. On the contrary, it is about loving wisely and recognizing that everything is ephemeral. Let's meet Alice, who had a tendency to lose herself in her relationships, constantly fearing abandonment. This was not only a reflection of her lack of self-confidence, but also an indication of an insecure attachment, something that research, such as the University of Denver study, shows is common among those with fear of abandonment. To overcome this, Alice decided to invest in herself. She began painting and dedicated herself to developing her emotional independence. This change was not a withdrawal from the love she felt, but a way to strengthen her identity and resilience. Alice signed up for painting classes, a passion she had put aside to spend more time with her partner. She realized that in order to maintain a healthy relationship, she needed to nurture her own passions and remember that she was complete on her own. This approach not only strengthened her relationship, but also reduced her fear of abandonment. Adopting the Stoic mindset of ataraxia, the tranquility of the soul, was a vital step for Alice. She understood that true emotional independence does not lie in the absence of attachments, but in the ability to maintain serenity in the face of the possibility of loss. As Marcus Aurelius pointed out, we have control over our minds, but not over external events. By focusing on her passions and cultivating internal resilience, Alice found a balance that allowed her to love without fear. Research, such as that published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, shows that those who maintain emotional independence while in relationships tend to have greater satisfaction and a more balanced emotional life. So why not take a courageous step to explore the unknown and find the balance between attachment and independence? Free yourself from the shackles of anxiety and discover the magic that lies in acceptance and flexibility. After all, the true richness of life lies in how we choose to face the unknown and find beauty in the balance between our emotions and inner freedom. Have you ever stopped to think about how our happiness often feels tied to others? It's a common sentiment, but Stoic philosophy offers us fascinating insight into how to find true inner peace. The Stoics believed in universal sympathy, the idea that we are all connected, but that our happiness should not depend solely on others. Picture this: you can love deeply, but true inner peace comes from knowing that even without someone's constant presence, you can still be happy. This balance doesn't make us callous or detached. On the contrary, it teaches us to navigate life with ease and grace. By recognizing that love and connection are precious gifts, we learn that our happiness is not exclusively tied to them. In this way, we can love more fully, without the chains of anxiety and loss, and live a richer, more balanced life. Now let's explore the hidden power of affirmations and gratitude, which are lesser-known gems of Stoic philosophy but have a profound impact on our lives. Stoicism teaches us about resilience, emotional control, and acceptance of impermanence. However, practices such as active indifference, detachment without disinterest, are equally powerful. This does not mean that we should become indifferent, but rather that we remain unaffected by external outcomes while engaging in virtuous actions. In other words, it's about detaching from outcomes while focusing on the process. This practice is particularly relevant when it comes to affirmations and gratitude. Cultivating an attitude of gratitude and using positive affirmations can transform our perspective, helping us stay focused on what really matters. The key is to practice these techniques without being swayed by immediate responses or external events. Instead of expecting instant change, we commit to constant effort and reflection. Another powerful Stoic concept is silence, not just as a way to avoid conflict, but as a tool for cultivating deep inner peace. In a world saturated with information and constant noise, the practice of silence allows us to return to the essentials and develop clearer, more structured thinking. In addition, there is the concept of oikosis, which refers to living in accordance with our true nature. The Stoics believed that understanding our own nature and that of the universe helps us live in harmony. Instead of seeking to please others or follow artificial social norms, we should cultivate values and actions that are aligned with our essence and innate morality. And finally, euthymia, tranquility of the soul, is the state of inner peace that comes from knowing oneself and living according to one's principles. It is the ability to maintain emotional stability in the face of life's ups and downs, knowing that our worth and happiness do not depend on external circumstances. So why not try these Stoic practices and discover how they can enrich your life? By finding happiness within yourself, by cultivating gratitude and reflection, and by living in accordance with your true nature, you will be on the path to a more fulfilled and balanced life. Have you ever thought about the power that your thoughts have over your life? Let's delve into the fascinating world of self-fulfilling thoughts and understand how they shape our reality. This concept goes far beyond simple positive belief or magical thinking. It's about recognizing the profound impact that our beliefs have on our behavior and consequently, on our reality. Imagine that you believe, deep down, that you don't deserve to be loved. This belief can influence your actions in subtle ways, leading you to create situations that confirm this idea. Now think about the opposite. By cultivating positive affirmations about your worth and capacity for love, you open doors to experiences that reinforce these new beliefs. A study from a University of California revealed that people who regularly practice gratitude have much greater life satisfaction and fewer depressive symptoms. And Dr. Barbara Fredrickson's research has shown that positive emotions, cultivated through practices such as gratitude and affirmations, broaden our perspective, revealing more possibilities and solutions to everyday challenges. How can we integrate these ideas into our daily lives? Start with simple but powerful steps. At night, write down 3 things you are grateful for. In the morning, repeat positive affirmations to yourself. At the same time, practice ethics, limit distractions, and dedicate moments of silence. These practices not only strengthen your mental clarity, but also deepen your understanding of Stoic philosophy. These concepts, though often under-discussed, offer a wealth of insights into Stoic philosophy. They encourage us to look beyond superficial answers and explore voices that enrich our sense of ourselves and our place in the world. By adopting these practices, you cultivate emotional resilience and inner peace that help you face challenges with wisdom and serenity. We have reached the end of this journey, exploring the secrets of Stoicism for overcoming the fear of abandonment and finding inner peace. We have discovered invaluable tools, such as emotional abiding, self-fulfilling thoughts, and the concept of oikosis, that help us live a life more aligned with our true nature. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca remind us that wisdom and serenity are within everyone's reach, as long as we are willing to cultivate resilience and acceptance. Each step of this journey is an opportunity to grow and strengthen your inner strength. I encourage you to continue exploring these concepts and apply them to your daily life. If this video helped you see things from a new perspective or find resources to overcome fears and insecurities, subscribe to our channel, like the video, and share your experiences with us in the comments below. We love hearing your stories, as each share enriches our community. And for those who stayed until the end, we have a special challenge. Comment below with the phrase, "I choose to thrive beyond fear," to show that you are ready to embrace the power of Stoic wisdom and transform your life. Thank you for joining us on this philosophical journey, and we will see you soon for new inspiring discoveries.